morning, everybody. How you guys doing? As we are heading to work, we are going to do our morning news. I was supposed to do it in this studio, but I have some issues with the laptop. But we're going to do it right here. Muy buenos días. Let's practice our Spanish. I'm sorry if I don't say good morning to everybody, but I'm watching as I am, I'm trying to concentrate over here. But I will wait for a little people on the feed so we can start. Let's wait for some people so we can start. Share so we can start. How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and America's Voice. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. God bless you guys. Hope that everything went beautifully on the 31st, where at whatever place that you were at, and hope that all your wishes and all abundance and health and all your purposes on this new year 2020 that it comes through. Hope that everything comes true for you guys. I wish you guys the best. We have a lot of plans for this 2020. Hopefully, God, with all the faith that we have put, it will get done, and we will keep on moving forward at every minute. Our purpose is to stay concentrated on work, stay professional, and manage ourselves and conduct ourselves as we give information, as we've been doing for the past year. How's everybody doing? As I am going to work, I would like to do a little segment of news for you guys. I will start doing news for you guys every morning. Hopefully I will do it. The sun is hitting on my face. Hopefully I will do it in the studio. I had a little problems with the studio at the house, but I will try to do it as every morning at the studio, and then you guys can go have your morning coffee. Good morning to everybody. God bless everybody in the country, in my country of Mexico, in my city of Tijuana. God bless everybody in the United States of America, as this year is a huge year for the United States of America. Is the re-election, and hopefully the re-election of the President of the United States of America, and also is the elections of the Senate of the United States of America. Hello, Miss Janet Burns. How you doing, Miss Janet? Send you a big hug. Good morning. And hopefully, everything that you guys are wishing in terms to the elections and the re-election of your president comes true. But most importantly, the elections of the Senate, that is the most important things, as is a strategy. People that, I know and I don't like to get involved in American politics because, I don't know a lot. But I can tell you that it looks and it smells and it feels that it's a strategy by, the Democrat Party to, start at the roots and then dominate as, every single, group and organization from the United States government. They dominate Congress. Now they will try to dominate Senate. And, that's the strategy. They know that it's impossible to Trump is going to get reelected. They already know that. They try to impeach him. But, the impeachment is still there. It's a piece of paper. It's not going to go through the Senate. But their main purpose for me, as I'm thinking about it, the main purpose is the Senate. I believe that, they're trying to, take over Congress, and they're going to try to take over the Senate. A lot of hardcore Republicans, like my partner says, hell no, that is not going to happen. I tell them, hopefully, God forbid that happens, because the Democratic agenda is really a socialist agenda. As we have been, working strongly against this socialist agenda, but that's how the strategy it looks and it plans out. As the politics of the United States is worldwide. Everybody knows what's going on in the United States. That is really important. It is an economy that sustains a lot of countries. So, it's really important what happens in the United States. And this re-election I think that it's going to be as important, is one of the most important in the history of the United States, if not the most important one in the history of the United States. And also the election of the Senate is going to be completely, really important, really, really important, guys. As starting the year at this 2nd of January, I encourage you guys to go over there and vote in your country. I'm a Mexican citizen. I don't have partake on which decision you take, but the only thing that I can do, that I have the freedom to do, is to encourage you to go out there and vote for the correct person, and we know who the correct person is for the job. Good morning to everybody. God bless you guys. Wow, we started the year, and we're gonna touch two subjects over here in this morning. The way that Tijuana started the year, and I know that you guys, this is a problem that concerns my city. But the way that Tijuana started, man, it pretty much tells you what is going to be the whole problem in it starting 2020. It's not going to get any better. There was a pipe, these crooks, that they are called huachicoleros, that they steal from the gasoline pipes. They steal gasoline from the gas pipes. They've been doing this for a lot of time. Longest of time. Presidents before AMLO, they were involved in the huachicol business, that is stealing gasoline from the gasoline pipe. And on the 31st of January, the gasoline pipe was open over here in Tijuana, and they tried to steal gasoline, or they were stealing gasoline, and it exploded. This happened in the year that we started broadcasting. You guys, in 2019, you guys remember the tragedy that happened in a part, I think it was Chiapas, or Oaxaca, I don't remember, Yucatan, one of those three, that they were stealing gasoline from the gas pipe, and it exploded, and a tragedy occurred. It was a really famous picture that it's going to win. I believe that it's nominated for the Pulitzer picture. It's a picture of a body almost as in bones, reaching with his hand like this to another body that is it understands that it was by now, by forensic analysis and all this stuff, it was the daughter of this person. This tragedy, it struck horribly Mexico. But the most important thing is that you think that people are going to understand after this horrible tragedy. You think that people are going to understand, and they haven't. They keep doing exactly the same thing. They keep going to these gas pipes. They keep stealing gasoline in a massive manner. They take semi trucks. They take all this thing. They take all this stuff. And the problem is the gas stations and the gas companies that they are buying. They are buying, stolen gasoline. That is the problem. That these gas stations over here in Mexico, that they are buying stolen gasoline. By now, we already know that this business has expanded, And what the government needs to do is go after the gasoline stations, the gas stations that there are buying stolen gasoline. Those are the persons that they need to go after to, as you know, they need to get immediately stopped of buying stolen gasoline. How do you know this? Well, you know, you're going to know by why the distributor that is the main distributor, that is Pemex, or you know, the external gasoline, the external petroleum, how they're not, you know, selling the amount that is to sell. And it is amazing. It is amazing that this still continues in our country. I'm going to try to go this week to the affected area so you guys can get a glimpse on how, you know, they are stealing from the gas pipes, and how they are, you know, they're continuing with this. That is the what you call business that has been strongly, you know, one of the big things that affects in our country. That's one subject to touch. Amazingly, we start the year like that. Another thing that it's going to be touched with the Mexican feed is the the Congress in our state gave themselves a bonus, a 1.3 million value car. Hijos de la fregada. They gave themselves a car that it was valued as a bonus, as a Christmas bonus for 1.3 million pesos. My God, man, these people. So this tells you how our money is managed. Our federal funded money is managed. That is insane. How can you give yourself a bonus of a 1.3 million value automobile? That is insane, insane. And there's so much poverty in our country. There's so much poverty in our state. We have an economical problems with the education factor in our state. We have a deficit, you know, a problem with insecurity, for God's sake. More than 245 murders in a month. And these people are giving themselves bonuses of 1.3 million pesos for a month to buy themselves a new car. My God, horrible. That's another subject that we're going to touch with the Mexican feed. But a subject that needs to be touched, there was released a statement, and it's a legitimate statement from a geographical and also a statistic person that it was doing stats on how many people have crossed from the south door of Guatemala to Mexico and through, you know, our country in a decade. And the estimated number is 1.3 million. That is the number. 1.3 million. 1.3 million people have crossed irregular from Guatemala to Mexico. 1.3 million. Now, you understand by that number in one decade, 1.3 million, that how many of those people are in Mexico and how many of those people are in the United States. Those are the factors that you get to understand how the Border Patrol in the United States, how, you know, is so important for the government of the United States. Why, you know, 4.3 million people have crossed irregular in a decade. Now, let's start on this new chapter on 2020 to 2030 and see how this open border agenda affects the United States. Let's see how this open border agenda affects the United States on the fact that is the number was 4.3 million. Let's see how it's. I believe that it's going to be doubled the number. And I don't know how much the United States can take, really. That is the question. How much the United States can take and how much Mexico can take. You know, that is the amazing thing. That it is an enormous number, 4.3 million. And factor plays a lot right here. 4.3, Barbara Lamar, 4.3, and it's supposedly that number, and it is just I don't know how much the how much the United States can take, really. I don't know. This is going to eventually double the number. This eventually this year is going to double the number. Why I'm saying that it's going to double? It's real easy for me to say why it's going to be doubled. The open border agenda, it's the one that is pushing for people to cross irregular through the United States. We have a caravan right now that is forming on the 15th of January in 2020, and also there's a caravan that is stuck in Tapachula that it hasn't moved. It's a caravan that has been, stuck in the detention centers and immigration centers in Tapachula. And there's thousands of people that are stuck in Tapachula. So these thousands of people, these thousands of people that are stuck in Tapachula, they're waiting for something to break through so they can come out of the shells. They're waiting for something to break through. And the thing that they're waiting to break through is another caravan. That's what they're waiting. They're waiting for something to be, irregular or to be scandalous, so they can all get together and they can all break out of the city. Believe me, these people are tired also of waiting for the visa transit. People from all parts of the world. And the most amazing thing is that, it keeps happening as we are witnessing one of the most atrocious things that have ever done, somebody has ever done to migrants, and that is the United Nations. It's amazing. It's amazing. So the statement is 4.3 million in 1 decade. That's the number that they're saying. I believe that is a small number. I believe that is a bigger number than that in a decade. But it has increased in the last 3 years before 2020, from 2017 to 2020, as we have seen. More than 15,000 people from Haiti came on 2016 or 2015, and after that it was a breakthrough for a lot of people. Caravans from Venezuela, caravans from Nicaragua, and then the massive caravans from Central America that they're coming. That is the number, people, that they're saying 4.3 million that it has crossed irregular from Guatemala to Mexico in a decade. I don't believe that it's 4.3 million. I believe that is a little bit more than that. Not a little bit. I believe that is more than that. That the number 4.3 million. I think that they're trying to hide the actual number, because it will be out of order, really, if you say the actual number on how many people have crossed irregular. That will make the government look real bad, although they already look bad. But it is amazing, people, how many migrants they cross through Guatemala and through our country of Mexico, and then through Mexico to the United States. It's a huge problem. Everybody knows this. It's a huge problem. The most crazy thing about it is that it's not getting stopped. There's more caravans coming on the 15th of January. There's one coming. We don't know the amount of people. We don't know how much is the quantity of migrants that they're going to come. And of course, it's on 2020. Believe me, they are going to be 22 million. That is a number that is in the United States. And the number that they have crossed through the border of Mexico. 2020 is going to be really important for the United States, as the president of the United States is up to re-election. It's up for re-election. But they're going to attack the United States with this mass migration to make look Trump, as a person that it doesn't care. They're going to try to make him look like that. And they have been trying to make him look like that, as a person that doesn't care for humanity. He doesn't care for migration. They're going to try to make him look like that. So these caravans are going to happen more frequently on 2020. That's what I'm speculating, because of the re-election situation with Trump. So hopefully, Trump has an agreement already with Mexico, and it's a forced agreement. It's not an agreement that everybody is saying like, they shook hands and they are really, good with each other. No, it was an agreement that it was forced agreement as a 5% tariff, that if you don't control the mass migration, I'm going to tariff you. And Trump already knew that this was eventually going to happen on his election year, on his re-election year. So this is really important. All these statistics and all these stats that, that we are seeing, and all these things that we are watching, and, all these strategies that the left of, not even the left on the United States, but the left in general, and all, in Central America, in Mexico, in South America, it's really important. It's really important that we watch how these people are going to play out on starting 2020 for, strategies to make look other people that is their strategy. Number one, the victimization card. How they play the victim, and how they start, analyzing themselves as they have, necessities, and they're suffering and all these things. It's going to be really important for you guys to watch out as 2020 starting, and this mass migration issue is going to be one particular strategy for the left and the Democrats to play a big part to disable, a lot of people, to make believe that Trump is not caring for humanity and all this stuff that we already know. And and I'm just, the thing that is really funny to me is that I'm watching how everything, takes place, and I'm understanding, right? I'm watching how everything takes place, and I'm sitting down in my car and I'm watching all these stats, and I'm watching all these statistics that everybody's giving, as it's really important for us to understand statistics and stats and all this stuff of what is happening in our country. But I'm sitting down and I'm watching all of this, and I'm seeing like, man, these people are already planning. They are already planning something big for 2020 to make look the president of the United States, as they already have been doing, and nobody has cared what they say. But in their own mind and in their own agenda, that is what they want, to make believe that, it is that, they're suffering again, and to make everybody believe that all these people need a chance. All of them. So, this is, this stats of 4.3 million that they have crossed, and all these stats that they're giving, that a new caravan is forming, and there's almost more than 30,000 people in Tapachula that they're waiting for the visas of transit, and there's more than 15 or 25,000 people over here in Tijuana, and they're giving stats, continuously. It's to make everybody understand that they have already a master plan coming. And you guys need to be really careful with what is going to happen on 2020 with, these kind of little situations that they are already planning. They are already planning all this stuff. Man, they know. They'll absolutely know already. that all of this is going to play a big part. It's going to play a big part on re-election. Big part, huge part is going to play. Why? Because meanwhile, Trump is doing his tour for to his rallies, and all these beautiful things that he needs to do for the American people. All of these things are going to start happening. Mass migrations, violence at the borders, and to distract the people that there is a problem, when that problem he did not provoke. That problem is provoked by the United Nations. So you guys need to be really careful to know, do not panic, and to all these, provocations and problems that they are, again, provoked by the left are a strategy to destabilize, the right. That is a really important way to distract, people, American people like you, the United States citizens like you, from voting, from going on the right path, from staying on the right path, from believing what is really happening, when they're trying to distract you with, another caravan and another caravan and another caravan, and also, corruption and socialists and creating smoke screens. So everybody, gets distracted, and when it comes to the elections, it will completely play a big part. So you guys got to be real careful with that. Later on this afternoon, we will be doing a live video at a random part right here at the wall, as we're going to give you the news of what is happening regarding a part of the wall. There was a massive captured on a place that I've been more than a couple of times. So we're going to be doing a live feed later on this afternoon, right there in the afternoon with you guys, also for the Mexican feed. God bless everybody. I got a couple minutes. If you guys want to ask me a couple questions, I got a couple minutes. Watch out. Pretty much, this is, we're starting the year. This 2nd of January, and I want to tell you guys, as a Mexican citizen, I want to tell you guys as an advice. You guys are really smart people, but it's for me to say, watch out. These kind of strategies that the left is using pretty much are going to be continuous in this year. Pretty much are going to be really continuous in this year. What do you think? They're trying to take guns from us, people, so we can defend ourselves. They're trying to take your guns because it's a socialist strategy. And it's I was watching the other day a speech of Che Guevara that he gave on the United Nations. A speech of Che Guevara. You guys remember Che Guevara, right? And he was a fighter. He was a socialist fighter. And I was watching his speech, and I was listening to him. And as I was young, I was so blinded. But now that I listened to it, more than a couple of times, you get to understand that his main purpose was to take the guns away from everybody, because he said that, guns bring violence, and violence, brings deaths. So take the guns away and stop the building of weapons and all this stuff. And almost more than, I don't know how many years later, we understand that his statement, is really, accurate. There's countries where they are practicing socialism, and they have taken their guns, and look what is happening. So in a way, we have learned that taking away the protection of weapons from the citizens is a way to disarm, the right to defend yourself. And it will increasingly bring more violence. it will increase on the factor that everybody's going to be. Look at Mexico, what is happening right now. We don't have a right to own and to carry a gun at particular parts. Our Article 10 of our Constitution gives us the right, but it's extremely difficult to carry a gun. So it is difficult, for us to carry a gun over here. So that practically tells you what they're trying to do. It's a socialist and it's a leftist idea. I was watching another video and it was pretty remarkable. Like all these socialist people, man. It was a lady that she had a piercing right here and a piercing right here and a piercing right here. And it was a lady that she was on a boat. And she was saying that she was holding a stick, a fishing stick. And she was saying that this fishing stick is a weapon. It's a weapon because it's killing fish. And we're not supposed to kill fish. And we're not supposed to eat fish. They have a right to live. So I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow. If you go to the Bible, if you remember Jesus, how he put his hands and there were, bread and there was fish. You understand that these people are against, God. They're against religion. They're against religious beliefs. And they're against, Pedro the fisherman. He used to fish. Like, for God's sake, these socialist people, they think strongly against, the rules of God. They don't follow the rules of God. So for us to for your question, what do I think that why do you think that they're trying to take away your guns? Because it's a socialist agenda. It is a leftist agenda. That's what they're trying to do. Take away the protection so they will have it and you won't be able to defend yourself. That's a strategy. It's always been, and it's been there for, lots of years. Another question. Questions, everyone. Let me see right here. I want to welcome everybody that is a new follower to my page. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you. And we will try to do as much as we did and more. We're going to do great things together on this 2020. God bless you. What do you think? Why don't you come on? Why don't you come on as much, Blue? What do you mean, Denise? I'm doing videos every day. I took a couple of days off. So, probably that's why. You were not watching the live feeds, but I do live feeds every day, or I go on YouTube. Follow my channel on YouTube, Oscar Blue, and also I will be more active at Twitter starting today, and I will get an account on Instagram also. Hope you had a great New Year. Thank you so much. When is the caravans coming and from what countries? 15th of January, and we don't know which countries. They're forming in San Pedro Sula, Honduras. So that means that they are, they're coming from Honduras, from Central America. What do you think of Nancy Pelosi? What do I think of Nancy Pelosi? I will try to be as gentleman as possible, but I will try to describe Nancy Pelosi as a traitor to her country. Also, I will describe Nancy Pelosi as a socialist. Also, I will describe Nancy Pelosi as a person who doesn't care for their own people, of her own country. And also, I will describe Nancy Pelosi as a person that needs to be held accountable for all this impeachment that has been doing in the United States. She needs to be charged with treason. That's what I think about her. Tam Lin, I tell everyone how smart and intelligent you are. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. I haven't seen anything on Anthony. How's he doing? He's doing good. And yes, he's still running. Of course he's running. And he's going to win. Richard Vargas. Hey, Richard. How you doing? Buenos dias, hermano. Do you think the new caravan is going to Playa de Tijuana or going to the United Nations shelter in Tijuana? I think that they're going to go to the United Nations shelter. I believe that they're going to that United Nations shelter. It's a shelter that is open. It's a shelter that is big. It's a shelter that is empty. It is not to the full capacity. It only has like 100 people. So I believe that yes, they are going to that shelter. All right, everyone. God bless you guys. Have a great day. We're going to have another live video later on this afternoon so we can chat. If anything comes out of an emergency, I will jump in here and give you guys information. God bless you guys. Have a beautiful day and stay safe. And as I always say, let's thank God that we have 2 legs, 2 hands, mind that we can think, and heart that we can hear and feel, and eyes that we can see. God bless you guys. Stay safe, and always remember, peace and love. Oh, follow my partner, Conservative Anthony, as he's running for Congress in District 16 of El Paso. Follow him. Also, you can follow me at YouTube, and also follow me at Twitter as Oscar Blue Border Network News. I'm going to fix the Twitter. Also, I will be doing another Instagram. And in Instagram, I will be using it for motivational speeches and, for little, videos and stuff. But, it's going to be fun. Instagram is going to be fun. Also, you can follow me on my page, Oscar Blue. Follow Border Network News also. God bless everyone. God bless everyone. Thank you so much for your support. If anybody wants to contribute to my work, there you go. There's my PayPal on my page. God bless everyone. Stay safe, and always remember, peace and love, everybody, because always your country's first.